Good afternoon, students. Today we shall be looking at some likely JAMB questions in chemistry. But before we continue, sit back, get your writing materials and follow me. Okay, let's look at number one question. It said duralumin consists of aluminium, copper, and what? Duralumin is an alloy, An alloy is a combination of two or more metals. So A, zinc and gold, a combination of zinc and gold. B, a combination of aluminium, copper, lead, and manganese. A combination of nickel and silver, manganese and magnesium. The correct answer is a combination of aluminium, copper, manganese, and magnesium. The correct answer is D. Question 2. An example of polysaccharide is a polysaccharide is a giant molecule. An example is A, dextrose. Dextrose is a simple molecule, which is a monosaccharide, so it's not. Mannose. Mannose is another monosaccharide, sugar. Glucose. Glucose is a monosaccharide, a simple sugar. Then starch. Starch is a polysaccharide. It's a giant molecule that contains more than one unit of monosaccharide sugar. So the correct answer is starch. Number 2 question. Number 3. 3 says 8 grams of methane is CH4, occupies 11.2 volume at STP, that is the volume in cm3, at standard temperature and pressure. What volume would 22 grams of 1, 2, 3, this is propane, occupy under the same condition? All right, at STP, Avogadro volumes, 1 mole of a substance, according to Avogadro, occupies 22.4 dm3. That is according to Avogadro. But in this case, we are looking at the volume of this molecule. What's the molecule in question? CH3, CH2, CH3. Before we can find, according to Avogadro, 1 mole of a gas, which is CH3, will occupy 22.4. So we are not concerned about methane, but we are concerned about this. So first of all, we look at 1 mole of this gas will occupy 22.4 dm3, according to Avogadro. So how many mole will occupy, which is what? 22. So 1 mole therefore is the molar mass of this. Adding the molar mass of this, 12 plus 1 times 3 plus 12 plus 1 times 2 plus 12 plus 1 times 3. If you add this together, this is 12, that's 13. 12, 1 times 3, that is 15, plus 12. 12 plus 2, that's 14, plus another 15. 12 times 1 times, that's 15. So everything is 44 grams. So 1 mole of this is 44 grams. Now, how many mole? What will be the number of mole? Therefore, number of mole of propane will be what? Mass over molar mass, which would be what? 22 grams. 22 grams over 44 grams. 22 over 44 grams. This will give you, these are using our calculator. All right. 22 divided by 44 will give you 0.5 mole. So if one, we now go back to the question, if 1 mole gives 22.4 dmq, therefore 0.5 mole will give x mole per dmq. Therefore x now will give us what? 22.4 times 0.5, which will approximately give us 11.2 dmq. So the correct answer is B, 11.2 dmq, under the same condition. All right, that's our answer. Number 2. The next question says, the best treatment for a student who accidentally pour concentrated tetrasulfate 6 acid on his skin in the laboratory is to wash his skin with, this is an accident in the laboratory that occurred as a result of a student pouring an acid. The best treatment to undergo is A, with cool running water, that is, pour cool running water on the surface of the skin, pour sodium hydroxide solution on the skin, add iodine solution on the skin, sodium triisonitrate 5 solution on the screen. The correct answer is pour cool running water on the screen. That is the best method of preventing accidents in the laboratory. Question 5. Which of the gas laws does this graph illustrate? We have a number of gas laws: Boyle's law, Charles law, Medusa law, and so on. Which of them? Going by this diagram, if you look at this is volume and temperature. And then the volume increases based on what? The number of temperature. That is, the volume increases proportionally to the amount of temperature. The more the volume, the more the temperature. The more the temperature, the more the volume. So this illustrates Charles law. Charles law says that the volume of a given mass of gas at constant temperature, at constant pressure, is directly proportional to its volume. So this defines Boyle's law. This defines Charles law. So the correct answer is B, Charles law. Next question, question 6. What are the possible oxidation numbers of an element if its atomic number is 17? We can derive the atomic number. Let's erase this. All right. We have an element with 17 atomic number of the element. Atomic number 17. So we can write the electronic configuration of that element as 2, 8, and 7. Meaning the atom will likely release this 7, can either give out this 7 to become positive 7, or accept one more electron to make this outermost shell completely filled. So is either it gives out 7 electrons to complete the second ring, or to accept 1 so as to make it complete 8. So the answer is either A -1 and 7, B -1 and 6, C -3 plus 5, -2 and 6. The correct answer is -1 and +7. The next question. Question 7. What process will coal undergo to give coal gas, coal tar, ammoniacal liquor, and coke? The process is called A, steam distillation, B, destructive distillation, C, liquefaction, and D, hydrolysis. The correct answer is destructive distillation of coal. B, correct answer. Number 8. Question 8 says, liquid black soap is made up of boiling palm oil with liquid extract of ash. The function of the ash is to provide what? This is a process known as saponification. That's the production of soap in the laboratory. So what's the function of the liquid ash? That's the traditional method of what? Soap making. So the function of the ash in that mixture is A, serve as an acid. It serves as esters of alkaloic acid. Then B, C, alkali. And the last one, alkanol. The ash content serves as an alkali. The correct answer is C. Question 9. When water drops are added to calcium carbonate or calcium carbide in a container and the gas produced is passed through a jet and lighted, the resultant flame is called A. Number 1, when we have this is calcium carbide plus water, it will give you this reaction, calcium oxide plus C2H2. This is called ethane. Ethane. This produces the gas. So when ethane is combined with oxygen, the gas is called what? Oxyethane. Mind you, this is ethane, not ethane. Alright. Question 10. Which of the following substances is a mixture? We said a mixture is a combination of 2 or more substances, physically combined together. A, granulated sugar. This is a pure sugar. Pure, only one substance is involved. Sea water. Of course, sea water contains water, salt, and some debris. Then C, sodium chloride. This is another pure substance. Then D, iron fire. Of all these options, B contains more than one substance. So it contains water, salt, and other elements in the water body. So the correct answer is B. Next question. Question 11. If the quantity of oxygen occupying 2.7 liter container at a pressure of 0.825 atmosphere and 300 Kelvin is reduced 1/2, what is the pressure exerted by the remaining gas? In this case, we are looking at pressure and volume. So going by ideal gas equation, this gives us pressure equals pressure times volume equals number of moles Gauss constant times temperature. So for the initial pressure, let's say P1 equals N1 RT. That's for the initial pressure. The final pressure P2 V, because temperature and volume remain constant here, so equals N2, where N2 represents the change in the quantity, the amount, so number of moles RT. If you divide equation 1, this is equation 1. If you remove the constant, dividing this by this one goes, this goes, gives you P1, P2 equals N1 over N2. Mind you, if you go by the equation, the second reaction was reduced, the volume was reduced by 2. So meaning N, which is the initial one, is half of N2, N2, that's the change in volume, N2 equals N1 minus divided by half. So note this. In this case, we are looking for the next change in pressure. You say, what is the pressure exerted by the remaining gas? That is P2 equals, cross multiply, you have P1 times N2 over N1. So where P1 is 0.2, 0.825.
Get the cheapest science materials from allschoollabs.com.
For the next change in pressure, you say what is the pressure exerted by the remaining gas? That is P2 equals cross multiply. You have P1 times N2 over N1. So where P1 is 0.2, 0.825, N2 times 1 over 2, which is N1 over 2, divided by N1. In this case, P therefore, P2 gives us, 2 comes down, giving you 0.825 N1 over 2 N1. N1 cancel N1. So 2 divided by 0.825 gives you 0.4125. Answer 0.1, approximately 3. So the correct answer is C, 0.413 atmosphere. That's question 11. Number 12. 4 elements. Let's erase this. Okay. We have 4 elements: P, Q, R, and S. They all have the atomic number as 4, 10, 12, and 14, respectively. Which of these elements is a noble gas? So you can write the electronic configuration out as 2, 2, 2, 8, 2, 8, 2, then 2, 8, 4. A noble gas is defined as a gas that has a completely filled atomic shell. So of all these options, which one has a completely filled atomic shell? The correct answer is 2, 8. Every other one are partially filled. So the correct answer is Q. Number B. B is a noble gas. And it's likely to be what? Neon. 10. The next question. The product of thermal decomposition of ammonium triisonitrate 5 are, ammonium triisonitrate 5 can be written with this by this formula NO3. If you decompose it by heat, subject it under heat, you have N2O plus water. Balance the equation gives you, this is 4 hydrogen, 2 here. So the product of the decomposition of this compound gives you A, nitrogen 1 oxide and water, ammonia and oxide, which is not here, nitrogen and water, nitrogen 4 oxide and water. The correct answer is A, nitrogen 1 oxide and water, as you can see. All right, question 14. The molecule with the highest number of lone pair of electron is water, H2O, ammonia, methyl, and carbon 4 oxide. The correct answer is carbon 4 oxide. Why? Because oxygen has 2 lone pair in water, nitrogen has 1 lone pair in ammonia, this has only one pair, but oxygen in carbon dioxide has 4 lone pair. 4 lone pair in carbon dioxide. So the correct answer is CO2, which has the highest lone pair. Number 15. The composition of petroleum varies because it is a dash hydrocarbon. Yes, it's a hydrocarbon, but does that make the composition vary? Is a liquid, is a mixture, is a natural resources. The correct answer is petroleum is a mixture of different components: petrol, kerosene, diesel, and so on and so forth. So they vary in their composition, which can be separated by fractional distillation. So the correct answer is a mixture. Number 16. In the table above, looking at this table, compound 1 and their formulas respectively. Compound 1 is RO, which is an ethanol or alcohol, the general formula for alcohol. Compound 2 is an ether. Okay. Compound 3, compound 4, compound 5. So in the table above, the two compounds that will combine in the presence of an acid catalyzed compound 4 or 5 is this compound 5 is known as ester, because ester has the general formula RCOOR. You know, where this is an alkyl group and this is another alkyl group. You know, so for esters to be formed, what are the combinations? You know, we define ester as an organic sweet-smelling compound which contains a combination of ethanol and organic acid. You know, acid combined with ethanol, with alcohol, rather generally, alcohol gives you an ester. Organic acid plus alcohol gives you ester. A sweet-smelling substance called ester. So, in that case, where are this combination, acid and alcohol? Alcohol number 1, that's compound 1, and where is the acid? The only acid here is number 4. So it's a combination of 1 and 4. Gives you ester. 1 and 4. Correct answer A. Alright. Next question. An example of alkaline gas is the only gas that is alkaline here, HCl, though this is an acidic gas. N2, that's nitrogen, no, it's a neutral gas. Ammonia is an alkaline gas. Then NO2, this is an acidic gas. The correct answer is NH2, which is ammonia. Number 18. The dusty and sand particle present in the air is an example of A, suspension, B, a dispersion, C, an emulsion, and D, a saturated solution. The correct answer is suspension. These are particles of sand in air, suspended in air. So the process is known as what? Suspension. Number 19. The property of metal that makes it suitable as a catalyst is A, filled f orbital, B, partially filled d orbital, C, partially filled f orbital, and then D, filled d orbital. The correct answer is B, partially filled d orbital, because the electrons are partially filled, the element which makes the element to be able to give to give out or accept an electron. So the correct answer is what? B. Number 20. 20 says, when free energy, when enthalpy is positive and small, and entropy is positive and large, the reaction will be what? Let's look at the equation. Okay, we have free energy can be defined. Free energy delta G equals enthalpy change minus all right. In this case, we have free energy equals enthalpy change minus temperature multiplied by entropy change. Given by that equation, the reaction will become positive if the change in free energy is negative. We all know that. So what will be the change in this parameter that will give the value G a negative value? Let's look at it. When enthalpy is positive, enthalpy positive, and then becomes smaller, and entropy is positive and large, when this value becomes smaller and this is larger, of course we're going to get a negative. This is going to give us negative value of T entropy. So that gives the value of G a negative. The reaction, of course, becomes spontaneous. So let's see. A, the reaction will work non-spontaneous, which is wrong. The reaction will favor forward reaction only, which is wrong. The reaction will favor backward reaction only. The reaction becomes spontaneous. That is, reaction will occur on its own. It's a spontaneous reaction if delta G becomes this value of negative. Question 21. Calculate the pH of 0.01 molar potassium hydroxide solution. The concentration, pH can be defined as negative log of hydrogen ion concentration base 10. What's the concentration of the solution now? But we've been given the concentration of potassium hydroxide. So in that case, pH plus pOH gives us a relationship of 14. So looking at this, solving for pOH, we can then find the value of. Calculate the pH. We are looking at pH. We are calculating pH, not pOH. So giving us the value of this, substitute this negative log, concentration 0.001 molar is equivalent to 10 times 10 raised to power minus 3 molar. So in that case, we have log 10, 10 negative 3. Solving this further, bring by indices minus 3 times log 10, 10. Log 10, 10 is 1. So this gives you minus 3, negative minus 3 times negative 9 will give us plus 3. Log 10, 10, which gives us the value of 3. Therefore, pH equals 3. But the pOH equals 3. So, but the question is saying we should calculate pH. Going by this equation, pOH plus pH gives us 14. Therefore, substituting this, pH equals 14 minus 3, which gives us 14 pH equals 11. Correct answer is
Run quick tests and analysis. Visit analysis.africa.
11. All right. Next question. The acid used in making baking soda and soft drink is A. Tartaric acid, B. Fatty acid, C. Boric acid, and D. Citric acid. Tartaric acid is the correct answer, which is the only acid that reacts with baking soda that will release carbon 4 oxide, and is used for soft drink, in preservation of soft drink. Number 23. In the reaction above, increase in pressure will, this is a Le Chatelain principle equation, which says when you have a volume, the reaction there is ammonia reacting with HCl to give you ammonium chloride. They are all gases. In the reaction above, if we decide to increase the pressure, what will happen to the product? Going by Le Chatelain principle, if you look at pressure and volume are related, if you look at this is one volume plus another volume, meaning 2 volume on the reactant gives you 1 volume. Let's clear up this so that we can. Okay. From this equation, 2 volume of the reactant gives you 1 volume of the product. 1 volume of the product. So, according to Le Chatelain, increase in pressure will affect, pressure is inversely proportional to the volume. So, in this case, the forward reaction is favored by increasing volume. In this case, if we decide to increase the pressure in the vapor reaction, pressure has to be reduced. So, increase in pressure will favor the side that has a reduced volume, so which is the product. Let's see the option. Increase the pressure, lowers the equilibrium low, favor the product here, which is 1, because decrease in volume favor increase in pressure. So the correct answer is B. It favors the forward reaction, which is the product. Number 24. The compound CH3CH NH2 bracket C NH2 CH2 CH2C is an organic compound. So what kind of is an amine because of this functional group NH2. So what type of amine is it? Is it a primary one? Is it a tertiary? You can identify primary, secondary, and tertiary amine by the number of carbon attached to the functional group here. In this case, the amine group is attached to the carbon atom that is attached to 2 hydrogen. In this case, we have carbon. This is the carbon atom, hydrogen from here, CH3. We have 1 hydrogen. This is the one attached to the amine group. We have 1 hydrogen here. So it makes it a primary amine because 2 hydrogen is attached to the carbon atom attached to the amine group. The correct answer is primary amine. Number 25. Nitrogen, a component of air, is used for A. What's the use of nitrogen? production of cooling agents. B, production of margarine, nitrogen, no. Production of HNO3, this is nitric acid, HNO3. Manufacture of oil, the correct answer is production of HNO3, triazonitrifide acid. Nitrogen is used for the production of trinitrifide acid. So the correct answer is C. Number 26. In the equation above, the species that undergoes reduction is, what is reduction? Reduction simply means gain of electron gain, ring. So which of these elements undergo reduction? A, sodium. Sodium will rather give out electron. In this case, sodium chloride, no. Chloride ion, then chlorine. The correct answer is chlorine. Chlorine gain electron to become sodium chloride. So the correct answer is D, chlorine. Number 27. The sublimation of solid to gas involves, when we say sublimation, it is the conversion of a solid directly into gaseous form without passing through the liquid phase. So what happened? Energy absorption, vaporization, melting, osmotic diffusion. The correct answer is energy absorption. The component or the compound has to absorb energy. You know, it is this energy that enables this substance to be converted from solid to gaseous state. Energy is being absorbed. Correct answer is A. Number 28. The product of thermal decomposition of ammonium triazonitrifide. I think this question came up some time ago. So we have this product N2O, that is nitrogen 1 oxide. Okay, that was in words, but this is in formula. Nitrogen 1 oxide and water, nitrogen 4 oxide and water, nitrogen 1 oxide and oxygen, NO3. There's no substance like NO3 and water. The correct answer is A, nitrogen 1 oxide and water. Correct answer. Number 29. The filter in the cigarette reduces the nicotine construct by A, that is this filter in cigarette. What it does is it reduces the entrance of that nicotine into the body. So what is the reaction? What can we say? What is that the term called for the reaction between the boots, which is the cigarette, and the nicotine? Number one, it burns. The nicotine burns the boots, which is the cigarette. No, absorption takes place. Evaporation takes place. Absorption takes place. The correct answer is adsorption. Adsorption is a process whereby two substances, a molecule move between two solid substances. You can see the nicotine is a substance in gaseous form passing through the boots of a cigarette, you know. So the correct answer, the correct word here is adsorption. It's not evaporation, because heat does not make this thing, I mean the liquid in there, to evaporate. In fact, there's no liquid in that. As absorption, no liquid is involved as well. So the correct answer here is adsorption. Adsorption. Number 30. Which of these require crystallization most? Of all these methods of preparation, one of them require crystallization. A, drug making. That's in pharmaceutical industry, from crystallization. Then B, cement making, paint making, perfume making. Crystallization is best used in drug making. They are used to prepare the drug, making them into solid crystals in tablet form. Number 31. Iron is often galvanized in order to dash galvanize iron. When we say we galvanize, we are coating iron on top of another metal. We are coating metal on top of another iron. So making it to withstand what? Make it more malleable. Malleability is simply a process whereby metal can be bent into different shape, Remove the impurity, Protect it against corrosion. That's the best option. Galvanization simply means you are preventing a particular element or metal from getting in contact with oxidation, that is corrosion. Corrosion can be prevented in metal if you coat one metal on top of the other. So the process is called galvanization. Number C. Number 32. The industrial production of hydrogen from water gas. The carbon dioxide produced along with hydrogen is removed. But how do we remove? We have two mixture of gases, hydrogen and carbon dioxide, and we want to eliminate carbon dioxide. How? What's the best method? A. Washing under pressure. B. Drying over phosphorus 5 oxide is another drying agent. C. Passing the mixture to lime water. D. Using ammoniacal copper 1 chloride. The best option is to use ammoniacal copper 1 oxide, which will remove the carbon dioxide, leaving out the what? Hydrogen. Number 33. The gas that is most useful in protecting human against solar marathon is the gas that protects humans against solar marathon is A. Chlorine. How can chlorine protect human from solar, radiation? B. Ozone. C. Carbon dioxide. Then D. Hydrogen sulfide. The correct answer is carbon dioxide. The gas that is most useful in protecting humans against solar radiation is A. The correct answer is carbon dioxide. Ozone layer can be depleted when we have so much of this carbon dioxide being removed from the atmosphere. What the carbon dioxide does is that it prevents, it's like a shield from the solar radiation, preventing damage to humans. So the correct answer is carbon dioxide. Next question. Vulcanization involves the removal of, when we say vulcanization, it means hardening of rubbers by introducing an element called sulfur. Sulfur makes the rubber becomes hardened by a process known as vulcanization. A. Removal of manometer. B. The single bond. C. The double bond. Then D. A polymer. What vulcanization does is that it breaks the double bond or triple bond, making it what? A single bond, thereby making the element become stronger. So the correct answer is it breaks in the double bond. It breaks the double bond. Correct answer is C. 35. The acid in electrolysis of water is A. Dilute HNO3, dilute ethanoic acid CH3COOH, dilute H2SO4, and dilute HCl. The correct answer is C. Dilute H2SO4. Dilute H2SO4 is known as the electrolysis of water, where water is, where H2SO4 liberates water. Water produces oxygen and hydrogen in ratio 2:1. So that's why it's called electrolysis of water, because hydrogen and oxygen are produced at both electrodes. Number 36. When sun loses its water of crystallization to the atmosphere on exposure, the process is said to be, where you have salts that can easily lose their water of crystallization to the atmosphere. That process is called efflorescence. B, deliquescence. C, effervescence. Then fluorescence. The correct answer is efflorescence. Efflorescence is, water being eliminated into the atmosphere. Deliquescence means water being absorbed. Then the salt becomes dissolved. Effervescence is simply the libration of gases, during any reaction. Then fluorescence simply means lighting, as a result of movement of molecule. All right. Number 37. Atomicity of ozone is, when we say atomicity, is the number of atoms present in an element. So ozone has the formula O3. How many atoms of oxygen are present here? A1, B2, C3, and 4D. The correct answer is 3, C. Number next. Which of the noble gases has the greatest ionization energy? We have all options. Ionization is the ability of an element to release electron. The tendency, the ability, the rate at which an element can easily donate electron. He, that is helium. Xe, argon, and rhodon. So, which of them, of all these elements, helium happens to be the smallest? So, the smaller the element, the more easier for this element to release electron, to attract electron rather. So, the correct answer is what? A, helium. Helium, best option. Next, 39. The weakest attractive force that can be observed between two molecules is A, ionic bond. Ionic bond is a strong attractive force, but we're looking at the weakest. Covalent bond is another strong bond. Then coordinate covalent bond. Then van der Waals force. The weakest of all the forces is called van der Waals forces. Correct answer is D. Number 40, which is going to be the last question for today. It says an element used in the production of matches is, what is the element used for matches production? A, nitrogen. B, aluminium. C, copper. And D, sulfur. The correct answer here is sulfur. Sulfur is used in the production of matches. So today we have come to the end of this class.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the video you just watched. To see more content as that, prepare you for your upcoming exam, make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on notification. Also, remember that you can use the comment section to send us your questions or your inquiries, and we are happy to take them. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.